We are all born with the capacity to feel, as well as to think. From the earliest age, we are shaped by powerful emotions, and fear plays a vital part in our survival. But when fear gets out of control, we call it phobia. To find out where these fears come from and how to treat them, we'll meet people who suffer sheer terror when they're in the grip of their phobia.
Oh my God, Mum.
It's all right, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay. I start getting very, very hot. My hands are freezing. I can't take a deep breath.
Please.
It's been very hard just getting here, but I think I'll go through with it today.
Phobias affect 1 in 10 people. A phobia is a fear that is out of control. They affect both young and old alike. Danny Matthionis is 10 years old. His phobia makes his walk to school a daily horror. Danny believes his fear of dogs stems from a single moment when he was a toddler.
When I was 18 months old, I was in a buggy and this dog jumped up at me. It didn't bite me, but it scared me.
We learn emotions far more easily than dry facts. The threat Danny felt at that moment was so efficiently absorbed, he still sees dogs as dangerous 9 years later.
When it jumps up, I think it's going to bite me and hurt me and attack me. People say, oh no, you'll be all right. But I try to think to myself, it's not going to hurt me, but I just can't help thinking it is.
Much to his embarrassment, Danny often asks his mom to take him to school.
Oh my God, Mum.
It's all right, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay. Look, it's all right.
Let's go up that way, please. Can we cross over?
It's all right, it's all right. Okay? Just keep walking. It's all right.
No, I don't. No.
Okay? She's taking him in. Good. Okay. Okay?
Yeah.
It's all right. All right, you drop hands now. Okay?
I want to be able to cope with dogs because I want to go to school on my own. I want to go around my mate's house. I want to go around my granddad's house. That seems to stop me wanting to go around my mate's house and my granddad's house and things like that.
Come on, Daniel.
Danny's grandfather has a small dog and finds it hard to understand why Danny is so afraid of it.
Hannah! Don't bring the dog inside! Well, make sure you don't.
It doesn't matter whatever size it is.
Yeah,
You don't say to somebody who's scared of flying, yes, but it's only a helicopter, do you?
Oh.
If they're scared of flying, they're scared of flying.
Yeah.
Whether it's a great big aeroplane or a light aircraft.
Yeah.
Danny's father has been hoping his phobia is just a phase.
I hope really that he'd grow out of it, and as he got a bit older I thought he'd learn that all dogs are not bad dogs. But he's got worse over the years. He has got worse.
Phobias provoke intense physical responses. Danny agreed to have his heart rate monitored by behavioural therapist Colin Blowers before and after seeing a dog.
Okay.
First, the dog was hidden behind a screen, and at this point, Danny's heart rate was 86 beats per minute.
Look in that direction.
It's not on a lead.
It is on a lead. It is on a lead, Danny.
But when he saw the dog, Danny's heart rate almost doubled as blood pumped to his muscles and his body prepared to either run or attack, the fight or flight response. Once the screen went back down...
It was very brave of you. Well done.
Danny's heart rate was back to normal in moments. Danny's mother worries that his fear may in part have come from her.
I didn't know whether I made him anxious about dogs. Big dogs worry me to a degree because of their size. Being a mother and the guilt trip syndrome, really, that I kept thinking it must be something that I've done to make him so scared and so petrified.
Although we don't inherit specific phobias from our parents, we can inherit their tendency to be fearful. We do learn very quickly to fear the things that have threatened our survival as a species. We learn by watching those around us. These babies look towards their mothers for reassurance, and because their mothers appear unconcerned, they treat the python as just another toy. Had their mothers shown fear, the babies would probably also have been scared. The same is true for other species. Monkeys brought up in captivity like this one have no reason to fear snakes. Their counterparts in the wild, however, will have learned to fear snakes from watching the reactions of other members in their group. In this experiment, the lab-reared monkeys watched video footage of wild monkeys reacting fearfully toward toy snakes. And after just 24 minutes, the lab monkeys had learned to fear toy snakes as well. This proves that fear of objects that are inherently threatening can be easily learned. Trevor Swales is fearless about most things.
I don't consider myself to be a sort of person that's afraid of many things. I'm not the bravest person in the world, I'm no daredevil, no stuntman by any means, but why is it this one particular thing that worries me?
Trevor's willing to get stung for his love of honey, but no amount of money will get him up a height.
It's the fear of falling, it's as simple as that, it's just the fear of falling. It's just with me all the time when I hike. When I'm up high, I can think of nothing else but the situation I'm in, and all I want is to get out of that situation as quickly as possible.
Trevor works in construction, and his fear of heights is proving a huge problem since the buildings he restores are usually more than one story. He's only really comfortable working at ground level, and knowing that his colleagues are happy to work at heights affects his self-esteem.
I always feel a little bit inadequate. I really do.
His brother Andy has made a career out of scaling heights.
Trevor's absolutely petrified of heights, and I just thrive on heights. It doesn't faze me at all, not in the slightest. When we were kids, Trevor was totally different. Trevor was into wildlife and nature, and I was into going to people's gardens and pinching things and climbing up trees.
Trevor's children, Jack and Amy, are equally fearless.
I've never actually seen him climb this.
No, well, I never have climbed a tree, not properly. Maybe one day.
Maybe.
Before I'm too old.
Well, we like to go on roller coasters, yeah?
On roller coasters?
Yeah.
Well, that's out of the question at the moment. With me, anyway. You could with somebody else, but not with me.
Determined to get over his fear of heights, Trevor has come to a clinic in Munster, Germany. It's the only place in the world that practices a radical treatment for phobias. The treatment is called flooding.
In the flooding procedure, we try to take the most difficult item for the patient and expose the patient in the most massive way to this item. And you get the most impressive results by this way, if you make the patient to do it, yeah.
The common treatment for phobias is gradual exposure, where the object of fear is introduced little by little. Flooding is the total opposite, massive exposure to the object or situation you fear the most. For Trevor, this will mean going to the highest point in Munster, the steeple of the Lamberti Church. Dr. Pavelzik will oversee this part of the treatment.
I think Trevor will feel quite anxious up here. He could probably hang himself out here, hanging above the height. I'm afraid that this bar falls apart, and in that case, my life would have been too short.
So how will Trevor cope if even his therapist is nervous? For people with phobias, flooding means living a nightmare. The decision to go ahead will be Trevor's, but once made, there'll be no turning back.
I've never been at this sort of height before, and I really don't know how I'm going to react.
Mm-hmm.
I'm absolutely terrified now thinking about it.
What you have to accept is that you don't really know what happens.
I don't.
This is the anxiety level. If you catch the sight of a height, then the anxiety, which is, somewhere near zero, increases.
Yeah.
Will it increase forever?
I really have no idea.
The explanation is very, very simple. It has to do with energy. You don't have indefinite energy. Yeah, the batteries are empty.
Yeah.
What about the risk of dying?
What, you don't want a dead Trevor on your hands, do you?
It's not very funny, really.
No, I'm not looking forward to this.
It's great stress.
Yeah.
And for the moment, we're quite nice people. But in that situation, we won't let you go.
I'm going to put myself through hell.
Very good description.
Yeah.
It's time to make up his mind. Trevor is given an hour to decide if he will go up the tower.
I don't know if I've got the guts to go ahead with this. I really don't. To be stranded in a sort of at that height, and to go through all that emotion and that fear, I don't know if I'm up to it. I don't know. I really don't know.
People with phobias generally try to avoid what they are afraid of. But this can have a catastrophic impact on their lives. Diane Lindblad is from Seattle, but she's living in Northern Ireland. Her fear of flying is so extreme, she hasn't been home to see her family for over 3 years.
My sister wrote me this sort of heartbreaking letter in which she said, "I don't think you're ever going to come home again." And that makes me very sad, and I thought, my God, it's gone this far that they think that I wouldn't be able to get on an airplane and go home.
How do you feel about that?
Desperate to get home, Diane has decided to take a fear of flying course.
And I think it's going to be good because I think I might learn something, but I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. I think it's the flight at the end of it that scares me the most. So.
Are you nervous?
Yeah. I thought about getting out of it a number of times, but I don't know. We'll see, But I don't like going up or down.
The course is in Manchester, only a short flight from Belfast, but for now, Diane has to use other means of transport.
I'm going to Manchester today for my fear of flying course. And I have to get the train from Portadown to Dublin. And from Dublin, I have to get the ferry to Holyhead. Then from Holyhead, I have to get to Manchester, and that's going to be another 4 hours. So it'll probably be about 8 to 10 hours. And that's a considerable journey compared to, 50 minutes flying time from Belfast to Manchester.
Diane's phobia has been hard for her family to come to terms with.
When my father was ill last year, I really should have gone home. And he was seriously, seriously ill. I couldn't make myself go. And my brother said, I don't understand why she wasn't on the first plane home.
It's been a long day, but Diane's journey will only truly begin tomorrow. Trevor has decided to take the plunge. He's going up the tower.
I can't do any better than my best, can I? Trouble is, on heights, that isn't very good. Jesus, bloody wet.
With nearly 300 steps to climb, it takes more than 20 minutes to get to the top. At 350 feet, this will be the highest Trevor has ever been in his life.
Just building now. Really is building. 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 Feel it. This is really scaring me. Over me.
Just stop a moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God.
Okay, how do you feel?
Please.
You know how it works. Just don't try to control.
Right.
Okay, we go on. Step by step, very slowly.
The only nightmare Trevor has ever had has been of falling. Up here, that nightmare seems only too real.
God. You don't have to take deep breaths.
No,
just.
I'm just like worked up like I
Just get down here.
Bloody hell, fire.
It's more comfortable.
Oh, much more. Yeah. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Just.
Bloody hell, what am I doing?
Because of his phobia, Trevor has always avoided heights. Now he must resist the urge to avoid again.
It's more the fear of plunging over this edge than the actual height.
Yeah, then I suggest you to move 5 centimeters further.
Oh, my God. I won't move, because I'm not just backing out that from my point of view, my back. Beekeeper's back. Gets us all in the end.
It's kind of these avoidance tricks, yeah? We know them.
No, it was. My back was starting to crumble. No, it was. I'm not happy doing that, I admit that, but...
yeah, that's what they all say.
I bet you don't have many bloody friends.
Hello, James Hill speaking.
Hello, Amy Swales, how are you?
Fine, thanks, Dad.
How are you doing?
Fine.
Today, right, I had a talk with this bloke, and they've taken me up a big church steeple thing.
Right.
Yeah? 300 foot up.
What?
What? Exactly.
300 feet?
It is quite an achievement, but tomorrow Trevor will have to face something far worse. Fear of heights is one of the top 5 most common phobias, and it's not just confined to humans.
Yogi's quality of life is really compromised by his phobia. Yik, tick, 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 tick. Yik, tick, 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 tick. Come on, you can do it.
Yogi is a Wheaton Terrier who, just like Trevor, is terrified of heights.
Come on, baby.
His owner, Susan, would love to see him get better.
Come on, it's okay, honey. Whoa. I would love to have him be able to sit by my side out, looking over the mountains, but he just freaks out every time I try to get him near it.
Yogi's phobia is going to be treated by San Diego animal behaviourist Dr. Dennis Fetko, a.k.a. Dr. Dog. Dr. Fetko has his own radio show where callers can phone in with their problems.
And we go back to the phones right now. Susan in Del Cerro is up next with Dr. Dog.
Hello, Susan.
What's your problem, Susan?
Well, it's not my problem. It's my dog's problem.
Yeah, but ultimately it becomes yours, right?
Okay, then put the dog on, Susan. Let's.
Susan Becker is meeting Dr. Dog at the spot where Yogi has been most phobic. A building with open staircases and pedestrian crossings.
How are you?
Dr. Fetko uses behavioural therapy, and not only with his canine clients, he strongly believes that changing the owner's behaviour is just as important.
When I, the dog, exhibit a phobic response, you come to calm me down, comfort me, and I may very likely think you are rewarding my fear response. So my fear gets stronger because it is lavishly reinforced by the people who mean the most to me. So not only can owners inadvertently contribute to the beginning of a trauma, they can absolutely reinforce it from then on, and the phobia gets stronger and stronger because they're rewarding the fear. We're going to sneak up on that icky thing. Whenever he avoids the edge, I ignore him. He gets a lot of praise when he voluntarily comes toward the edge. Most people would do just the opposite, especially when it's their dog and they're emotionally involved. When he avoids it, you go give a lot of comfort, inadvertently reinforcing his avoidance.
We're going to reinforce all that good behavior, all that brave boy.
Yes, good for you.
That big brave boy. Come on, big brave boy. Let's go.
Susan is told only to praise Yogi when he shows no signs of fear. If she comforts him when he's afraid, that will just reinforce his phobia.
What a good dog. What a good dog. What a good dog.
Take him to the wall now. Give him a little break. That's it. He just gave us much more than we had any right to expect, so give him a break.
Now comes the moment of truth, the pedestrian bridge.
With the bridge, which is going to be a major event for him, as soon as he says, oh, okay, fine, let's do this, turn around and come back.
Initially, Yogi resists, so Susan looks away and ignores him. As soon as he takes a few steps on his own, he'll be rewarded.
There, he just approached you. Come back.
Good boy.
Yes! Yes, good boy! That's all I was waiting for, is that one length. What a hero. What a hero. Okay, he just made 3 weeks progress in 10 minutes. Look at this. Slack lead, looking at the thing that used to freak him out. And this is in minutes. Good for you, boyo.
So, can the same techniques work with people? Danny is also having behavioural therapy, and today is his first session. Unlike Trevor's flooding therapy, Danny will be gradually exposed to dogs, but any exposure is frightening.
Now, don't be nervous, will you? We'll take everything at your own pace, okay?
Okay, yeah.
There's none about the car park at all. You want to wait it out or you want to get back in?
I want to get back in.
We'll sit back in till everybody gets here, yeah? Okay.
For Danny, today is the equivalent of looking down the barrel of a gun and not knowing whether it's going to fire or not. He could feel that terrified. Hi, Ruth.
Hello, nice to see you again.
And you. Hi, Danny. How are you feeling?
A bit worried.
A bit worried. Yeah. How do you feel about standing outside of the car? Not too happy?
I'll be all right.
Okay.
Colin has arranged for a colleague to bring a dog on a leash to a nearby clearing.
Just through the trees there.
Is it on a lead?
Oh, definitely on a lead. No problem at all. That's excellent. Well
This
done.
is about as close as I can come, I think.
Take a couple of deep breaths.
I think
Do
I
that?
could stay here for a little bit longer.
Yeah, sure. That's no problem at all. How long has it been since you've been this close to a dog?
I'm going to go this side of here.
You can go this side of it. What, just in case someone comes down the path? How do you feel about moving a little bit closer? That's great.
This is as close as I can come.
That's
oh,
fine.
no.
All Danny's senses are heightened. The fight or flight response he's having is a primal reaction to fear, the product of millions of years of evolution. An adrenaline rush makes Danny breathe faster and pump more oxygen to his muscles. His pupils dilate to take in more visual information. But if we neither run nor fight, this adrenaline can simply feel like panic.
Over here.
Because there are so many other dogs around and that's worrying you, what we'll do, we'll end the session here, all right? We've done really well to get this close to Daisy, and we'll arrange to get together next week, and we'll find somewhere where there won't be other dogs to worry about.
It's the morning of Diane's fear of flying course, and she knows that at the end of the day she must get on a plane.
I've got just less than an hour to go before I have to go over to the airport and go to the class, so I will enjoy that part, I think, and hopefully it will be reassuring talking to the pilot and just talking to other people if I get a chance to. I'm not looking forward to the flight. I haven't slept well for 2 nights now, so I'm very emotional and very tired. But I look forward to just sort of getting on the plane and going through it.
The wings are the shock absorbers, right? And we build them to be flexible, to act like shock absorbers, because if they weren't, it would be jolly, jolly uncomfortable.
But the size of the wing will make that wing lift, and we can lift 400 tons of
This fear of flying course is aimed at taking the mystery out of how aeroplanes stay in the air. A practical approach that uses some behavioural therapy and a touch of flooding at the end when the course members will be encouraged to take a short flight.
Should there be
any problem,
they've got enough control using the other controls to overcome it.
Okay.
But this technology is absolutely wonderful now.
Diane is just one of millions of people who are afraid of flying.
It's been very hard just getting here, but I think I'll go through with it today.
Diane hasn't been on a plane for 3 years. Now she's facing her worst possible fear.
Oh, everybody's doing fine. It's great. It's great. Remember your breathing. Remember your breathing.
Breathe in, push out, 2, 3. So just remain calm, remember the exercises.
As Diane battles with her anxiety, one man is overwhelmed with panic.
Now's the time to do all the things we've been talking about this afternoon, yeah? First thing is breathing, yeah?
The plane is stopped, and he is taken off the aircraft.
Bird 74 Delta Lima, clear takeoff runway 24 right, surface wind 320 degrees, less than 5 knots.
Everything looks good, all the checks are complete, so here comes the engine power.
It's time for takeoff, the moment of truth.
Just reducing the power slightly now. Just a little bit of a cloud now.
When we were taking off, I kept saying, I don't want to do this again. I don't want to live through this again. But I can't take that attitude. I just know that it'll just be self-defeating. So I have to just make it through this.
633, clear to land runway 24 right, surface wind 330 degrees, less than 5 knots.
After half an hour, Diane is back safe on the ground. She's made it, but will she be able to take the long flight home to Seattle?
My first instinct is to just say I don't want to get on another plane. So I think I'm just going to have to keep fighting that. So I don't feel like it's a small victory, but it's not done yet. I still have work to do.
Don't run away.
Thank
I want
you.
to talk to you again later. No, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. You've been marvellous.
I hope so.
Yeah, you've been marvellous. Don't run away.
Okay, okay.
Back in Germany, it's Trevor's second day. He doesn't know where he's going, but he does know he probably won't like it.
Hopefully keep a bit more self-control. Maybe not quite too much bad language.
Today, it's Dr. Pavelzik's colleague, Anka Brosko, who is flooding Trevor.
I think it's going to be pretty bad.
We have a television tower in Düsseldorf where the special thing is that you have a huge glass plane where the patient almost can lie down on, and you have more than 100 meters of nothing below yourself, and it's really a strong anxiety-inducing situation for almost everyone.
Bad language is going to come back, I feel it.
This tower is about 100 metres higher than the steeple Trevor climbed yesterday.
I'm allowed to keep my hands on there. I don't have to take my hands off.
No.
Ever.
It's okay if you leave your hands
I need
there.
a little bit of avoidance.
Yeah.
I can keep my hands there forever.
Fine. You keep your hands there forever. Just put them away when you want it.
They're a good day out of me at the moment.
Trevor's battle with anxiety has begun again.
I do not want to do this. Okay. I am going to absolutely myself.
Try to concentrate on what you're fearing. Like this glass
I'm fearing
breaking.
leaning on the glass, and the glass goes and I just go in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It is my nightmare, you know? Sorry, avoid. I can't go on like this.
Okay, Trevor. It's no problem.
It is a problem.
No problem. You've done so well.
But if he gives up now, Trevor knows he may never conquer his phobia.
The last 3 days, I suppose, it's been nothing but anxiety. Constant anxiety, and it's just...
You've done really well. You stood there for quite a while.
Got to do it, don't you?
"20 minutes later, Trevor's ready to try again.
I'm just touching my nose, right?
Where's anxiety now?
6.
6.
I'm going to leave snot all over this window. I don't know. I've done it. I find that very, very unpleasant. But I've done it.
Yeah.
I didn't put my body weight again. Yeah, look, I've done it twice. See?
Yeah.
2 marks from my nose.
Yeah.
Later that day, Trevor will have further horrors to face. Since the invention of the car, more than 20 million people have died at the wheel. In America, car crashes are the leading cause of death amongst the young. While driving phobia is still far less common than the fear of flying, it is on the increase. Donna Furstand hasn't been able to drive for over a year.
Anytime I feel anxious in any other area, I'll say to myself, well, what's the worst that can happen? You know what, I'm not going to die, I'm not going to, nothing's going to happen because of this, and that calms me down. But in a car, it doesn't at all, because I think, the worst that would happen would be I would faint, crash, and die.
Donna is unable to drive without having a panic attack.
Sometimes when I used to drive on the highway, I've had as many as 5 panic attacks. And it might be just one long panic attack, but I pull over onto the side of the road and I calm myself down and just, kind of berate myself for a few minutes. And then I get back on the highway and it happens again and I have to pull off again.
Donna knows that if she could conquer her phobia, she and her family would have much more freedom.
I would be able to take my son and go out of the city for the day. I could drive to the beach. I could drive to my parents' house. It would just open up a whole array of opportunity that I don't have now.
But for now, Donna's fear is too intense for her even to consider those opportunities.
The noise in the car starts to blend together. That's the first sign for me that I'm having a panic attack or that I'm starting to have one. I start getting even more anxious because I can't control it, and I start getting very, very hot. My hands are freezing. I can't take a deep breath. Everything is just clenched, and I pull over to the side of the road at that point.
Donna is going to try a treatment known as EMDR, eye movement desensitization reprocessing. It's completely different from either flooding or behavioral therapy.
With my patients, I do this.
When I first heard about it, I thought it was total nonsense. I mean, it is, on the face of it, it sounds absurd. You wave your hand back and forth in front of someone's face and they're supposed to get better.
EMDR involves getting the patient to move their eyes from side to side, which can be very taxing for the therapist.
Those of us doing this process, when we were moving our hand hundreds of times a day, started developing tennis elbow, bursitis in our shoulders, and so on. So fortunately, some guy in Colorado invented that machine, which makes the work much, much easier.
Worldwide, more than 25,000 therapists practice EMDR. Initial research results have been overwhelmingly positive. So how does it work?
We don't know. There's a lot of research that demonstrates that we process intellectual material in a different part of the brain than we process emotional material. So what happens is we can know something in one part of the brain, we can believe it totally, but in a different part of our brain we can still have a very strong negative emotional reaction. What EMDR seems to do especially well is connect what we know with what we feel.
Donna's session will last an hour. As her eyes follow the green lights, she'll also hear a corresponding beep in the headphones. As she follows the lights, Donna is asked to remember the last time she had a panic attack while driving.
This is old stuff, Donna. With emotional memories, when they are brought to the surface, the reason they are so painful is because it doesn't feel like they're 5 years ago or 20 years ago. It feels like they're happening right now. And for reasons we don't understand, EMDR makes them feel further away.
After an hour, Donna seems much less disturbed.
It's really not upsetting at all. I just found it amazing that it was almost like a switch to turn, like if I had something upsetting inside or something that I couldn't release, it was almost like you turn on a switch and then everything comes out and then you switch it back off and then I calm down. And I was able to really get into that and let things come out because I knew that I could just raise my hand and have it turned off.
So, will the mysterious magic of EMDR cure Donna's phobia? It's Danny's second treatment session. Today, there's a lively Labrador at the end of the garden.
All right. How's that?
Okay.
How anxious?
About 5.
About 5 on that scale, so it's gone up a bit. You still want to keep moving forward? Well done. That's brilliant.
Danny has never touched a dog. His goal is to stroke the Labrador.
All right, so we're... That's fine, so that's about as close as we got with the dog last time, wasn't it? He looks quite lively, doesn't he? Can you give me a score as to how anxious you are?
4.
Okay, so even just in the few minutes we've been standing here, your anxiety's come down a little. We'll move a bit closer. That's good, well done. Can you tell me what level of anxiety you've got now, Danny, on that scale?
About 3.
About 3. I'll try and move in a bit closer.
I'm going to touch him.
You're going to touch him?
I think I am.
Brilliant. That's good. Don't forget to breathe while you're doing that. You're too playful, isn't he?
So how do you feel while you were doing that? While you were stroking the dog?
Felt a little bit worrying, but I was all right.
I thought it was unbelievable. I thought I was totally shocked.
What did you expect me to go and stroke its head and stroke its back and pick up its tail?
I never expected you to get that close, not so soon. And to feel, you looked as if you felt comfortable what you were doing. I thought you did really, really well. Very proud of you, I was. You did really well, okay?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi, Dad.
Hello?
Yeah, look, I had my treatment today.
Oh, yeah, how'd you go?
Yeah, I got on really well.
Yeah?
Yeah, I picked up its tail.
Yeah?
Yeah, I stroked its head.
Yeah?
Tickled its tummy.
Oh, that's all right, then.
Mm.
Hey, so how did you feel about it all?
I was a bit worried, but I was all right.
Trevor is facing fresh challenges.
Oh, no, it is. Jesus wept. Here we go again. When I walked round that corner and I saw a fire station, I thought there's only one thing they're going to do here. They're going to send me up in a bloody turntable ladder. And that just sent me. It just knocked me for six. So I had a really good morning, done well, I thought. Really achieved something this morning, and then I thought the whole world just fell apart, like. And my dad was a fireman for 31, 32, 33 years. Never thought I'd get to go up in one of these bloody things.
Remember the feeling when you first looked at this TV tower? Remember how scared you were? Let's give it a try, shall we? It's the same thing we had before. When you think, okay, you just don't want to do this anymore, I try to remind you once more to think and try it again. And if you say no, we go down.
I can't promise anything. I promise nothing.
You don't need to.
I promise nothing here.
You don't need
this
to.
This is really, really...
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so look down, see us moving.
Yeah. What the hell happened there? Is that thing is tilted?
That's okay.
Is that natural?
What's the worst?
Terrified.
Yeah. You tell me when to stop, okay?
You ever done this before?
Nope.
That's great. That's all I need.
So it's two of us doing it the first time.
Yeah. We've really got to keep our cool here, haven't we?
Yeah.
And not worry. Blokes come up here every day. Oh my God, there we go again. Oh, whoa.
Reach the top.
Oh.
That is
Oh.
well done. Okay,
Oh,
just...
Jesus, wept. That wind's getting up.
Yeah.
We are swaying up here.
We are, a bit.
We are swaying.
So you know what we have to do right now? Do you?
I'm imagining falling. I'm doing all that. I'm doing it.
Yeah,
but
just
you know.
Fine.
Please, that is enough. Take us down. Anchor, please.
Yeah. Please, just
no,
stay,
the wind.
stay
The wind.
a
I hate
little
that wind.
Longer. Just a little longer. I know. I don't find
Please.
it comfortable.
I'm going dizzy. I think I'm going to be sick.
Dizzy. Look at that spot. Don't move your eyes too quick.
The whole lot is moving. Anchor, I'm losing it. Please, take me down. No,
Down.
take me down. Down.
Okay.
Down.
Okay.
Down. Get out that wind a little bit. I might feel better.
Yeah.
Just really love to go for a beer right now.
Yeah, you have that tonight, okay?
A beer and a fag. Never ever in my life did I think I would ever go in a turntable ladder. Ever. That is the hairiest thing I've ever done in my life. Shows what a sad life I've had, maybe, but it's...
Although only briefly, Trevor has achieved what he had thought was impossible.
Oh, congratulations!
Well.
Yeah, well, I don't feel as I have, really, because I never completely settled to that.
No matter how unsettling it is, facing up to a phobia is nevertheless a great achievement. Fear exists as a survival mechanism, but a phobia is a fear gone wrong. For a phobic person, overcoming their fear, or at least learning to live with it, is the first step to a fuller, freer life.
I reckon I could do it on my own.
You do? Off you go then. All yours.
Oscar, come on, Oscar. It's a good boy now. No, not this way. This way.
I thought it would take a lot longer.
It can do sometimes, and what we've had working in our favour is that Danny's just dead keen to play with dogs.
Yeah.
But you know what the next question he's going to ask you is, don't you?
I think I might.
Yes, quite. Can I have one as a pet?
Yeah, come on. Run. Running. You like running? So do I.
After 4 sessions of behavioural therapy, Danny is no longer afraid of dogs and is even able to enjoy them.
Naughty boy.
Donna's EMDR treatment was a success, and for now it's given her back her freedom. Although she managed the short flight back to Belfast, Diana's still not flown home to see her family. And Trevor? He's catching a plane home in just 2 hours. To see if flooding has helped him, he's revisiting the steeple.
My hands are sweating,
Are
my
they?
mouth's dry, my legs
Yeah.
are shaking.
Okay,
I'm
just-
clinging to this handrail and this centrepiece like...
Yeah.
I'm trying to relax my grip a bit, yeah? Just relax my grip. I'm focusing down on the ground.
Okay, brilliant. Brilliant.
I'm relaxed a bit. My anxiety level has dropped considerably.
Trevor has learned that anxiety fades and that success comes from waiting out the panic before moving on.
I've been flooded, all right. I've been to hell and back. Hell and back. But I've also been magnificent, haven't I?
Yep.
Magnificent. I'm nowhere near completely cured. I don't know whether I ever will be. I'm always going to have anxious moments. I'm never, ever going to be good on heights. I'm never going to be a steeplejack. I'm never going to be a fireman. No, I wouldn't want to be. And even if after all this I'm no better on scaffolding, God, have I achieved. Have I done things? Things that were like nightmare stuff. I've lived that nightmare. I've been there.